This video is about data frames. When you create an ArcMap project, by default you create an initial data frame. And in that data frame, which is called layers, as a default name of layers, there's a little stack here, picture. This default data frame is where you've been adding, with the plus, adding data. Now, it is possible to have several different data frames within the same project or the same ArcMap session. And how you do that is by using the insert and insert the data frame. So I left click, left click. Now I've inserted another data frame. Now to give you a little picture, I'm going to switch from a little image of what's going on, the view of what's going on. I'm switching from the data view to the layout view. And you'll notice that I've got one map here, a very large one, in the data frame called layers, and I have another map inside it called new data frame. So I could have a big map and a little map, and I could have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 data frames with many different layers or data layers within each data frame. Now each data frame also has their own coordinate system and a lot of other unique properties. The confusing thing for most students is that the first one that's created is called layers. It's not called first data frame, it's called layers. Now I'm going to activate this. I'm going to activate that first data frame by left-clicking on it, right-click, and in the drop-down select Activate. Now it made that particular data frame dark, okay? And that means, or bold, that means this is the active one. So if I were to do a plus now and add data, it would go into this particular frame, not this other one. So I'm going to do the plus, and I'm going to add Iverson, and I'm going to add vegetation. And I hold the control down to pick them out of order, and then I select Add, and now it added those two, the topographical map for the Iverson quad, and the vegetation of the Cloquet Forestry Center within that area. Now I'm going to now I'm going to change the name of this data frame, okay, from the word layers. I left click on it and right click, properties, and I'm going to change that in the general tab to the word insert. To insert. All right, it's going to be a little inserted map. Click Apply and OK. And now I'm going to activate this data frame, the new data frame, and I'm going to add several data layers to that. I'm going to add the streams, the CL roads, not the other roads, the CL roads, and the vegetation. Holding the control down to pick them out of order, I select Add, and now I've got those data layers added to the new data frame. Now, if I flip over to the map, the layout view, you're seeing that one is on top of the other. So I'm going to resize them by left-clicking, selecting the larger one, and I could also do it over here by left-click and Activate. Pick the larger one, and I'm going to resize that to a very small box, and I'm going to put that up in the upper left corner, and I'm going to select full extent, so it zooms to its full extent, so all the information is showing. And now I'm going to select the other map, and I can select it by left-clicking on it in the layout, or right-clicking on to select the layer, and then activating it. There's 2 ways to actually activate it in the layout. And I can make this particular one bigger. Okay, so I'm going to make it bigger by dragging the handles so that now I've got one little inserted map and another map that's in the center. And I'll click full extent on the active one. And you can see now that I've got the Cloquet vegetation in the center with a little inserted map. And I might change this box a little smaller so it really fits, and zoom to full extent. So it's a little inserted map on top of a larger map. Now you could have another inserted map, there isn't any limit to the number of data frames you could have, or a limit to the number of data layers within a frame.